The cult of Isis spread from Egypt to Rome. It became one of the major religions of the Roman Empire in late antiquity. Rome used Egyptian material culture as a tool of propaganda, similar to the usage of African American culture among American society. Ancient Roman seemed to be more tolerant as a result. What happened instead was the complete commercialization of the Egyptian culture and the devaluing of the Egyptian people. They became a fad, much like today. The Romans used Egyptian goods and emulated Egyptian customs, but hated the Egyptian people. Some things never change. The cult of Isis is one of the best examples of this. Before we discuss the cult of Isis and her importance in the modern world, let's first discover who is Isis. Isis is the daughter of Nut. She is also the sister and wife of Osiris. This brings her in line with Nimrod and Semiramis. She wears a headdress shaped like a throne. She is also the ideal wife and mother, and was the patroness of nature and magic. Isis was considered a minor deity, but with the collapse of the Old Kingdom, Egyptians began to be concerned with the afterlife. This is when it seems she became a major deity. Isis can sway Osiris's heavy hand when you're being judged in the afterlife. So people began to ask for the mercy of Isis. Isis was the wife and the sister of Osiris, so she knew how he worked. Osiris brought agriculture, laws to mankind. Seth became jealous and schemed to kill his brother. Osiris was sealed into a fancy coffin. The coffin was then pushed into the Nile. Isis searched all over the world for Osiris, only to find him in Phoenicia. Set became upset and found the body of Osiris and cut it up into pieces. Isis found all the pieces, all but one. You know, the piece, right? It got eaten by a fish. Isis replaced it with gold and conceived a baby boy that became Horus. Isis then was able to resurrect her followers in a similar way. Ptolemy merged Egyptian and Hellenistic practices to unite the Greeks and the Egyptians. Greek iconology was used to appeal to the Greeks. The Roman Senate did not like Ptolemy's idea to make a universal religion. Private chapels to Isis in Rome was ordered destroyed. Many people didn't want to do that, so the senators had to take off their togas and put on work clothes and tear up the chapels, personally them. The cult was linked to Egypt. Cleopatra claimed to be Isis incarnate, so this would pull loyalty back in Rome. This could have changed history, for if Egypt would have won the war that it had with Rome, the great civilization of the world would have stayed Mediterranean-centered. The practices of the worshippers under the view of the priests they were always Egyptian. So Egypt had sway in Rome, and that's why it needed to be destroyed. In the New International Version, the verse reads that there will be owls that will dwell, and the wild goats will leap about. In the New Living Translation, it says owls will live among the ruins, and wild goats will go there to dance. In the oldest translation, however, it states that the demons or Liliths will live in the ruins and the satyrs will dance there. The ruins are the city of Babylon. Jeremiah says that Babylon will be a heap of ruins, a haunt of jackals. In the King James Version, Babylon becomes the home of dragons. I believe this is the same event.
To generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there, and the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces.
So it's the same as in Zechariah, where the woman is flown in a basket to Babylonia, where a pedestal was built for her. Also, it's very interesting that all these verses, they all come together, where there will be these creatures that are going to be living in the ruins of Babylon. All the people will be gone, presumably chased away, scared, or eaten, or killed, or something. And they lived, and the music will be going, and the satyrs will be there with the rituals and the music, and they'll just all be living out there. And that ties into the modern world, because it seems like the early church was under the influence of the cult of ISIS. They just switched it over to Mary and changed a couple things, but they blended in pretty.
Saw the woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. The angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman, and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. They that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundations of the world.